Irish Festival. Today's special broadcast of the 2019 St. Patrick's Day Parade is brought to you by R.A. Dudrak, The Window King, Grace Furniture, PJ Green, and News Channel 2. Now, live from Genesee Street, here's Steve McMurray and Jolene Ferris.
And top of the morning to you, Mohawk Valley. Steve McMurray along with Jolene Ferris down here on Genesee Street for the coverage of the 2019 St. Patrick's Day Parade here in downtown Utica. We're right in front of the Stanley Theater and Swifties. We want to thank those folks for allowing us to come inside this morning because it is pretty chilly when that wind picks up this morning. Very blustery, I think is what we're going to call it this morning.
That's a good word. Basically, we have all we could do to keep all our scripts and our rundown from flying away, literally.
And they may fly, so there's going to be a lot of ad-libbing going on today. But still a fun atmosphere, and there's a lot of folks around here.
I can't get over it. The barriers are up. People were out here even before 9:30. The Mad Mile runners just passed through, headed north on Genesee Street. Can't believe how many runners there were, like 200 probably.
Yeah, if not more than that. You know, there's more than 100 units marching today, including pipe bands, Irish dancing. You're going to see it all. It all gets underway up on Oneida Square, and that is where we find our own Jason Paulus. Jason, good morning once again.
Good morning once again, Steve and Jolene. We are very excited because we are about to step off on the 2019 St. Patrick's Day Parade about 10:02. So about a minute from now, they will hit that cannon and everything will get underway. I'm joined by Reed Kisselbeck now. We're hanging out here. It's a little chilly, but not too bad. And I'm surprised. I see a lot of people out. I didn't think we'd see this many.
I'm surprised too. I didn't think we'd see as many people lining the street. It's good to see this many people, don't get me wrong. Definitely the temperatures are in the low 30s right now, but with our winds, it's feeling more like the low 20s. A couple spots, maybe we have a stronger gust in the teens. So very surprising to see so many people.
And that was the cannon, folks. Here we go for the 2019 St. Patrick's Day Parade. We are officially underway. And that was John Sullivan's son pulling the string for the cannon to start off this year. John Sullivan, of course, the Grand Marshal, construction manager of the Irish Cultural Center. He is the firstborn of his first generation here in the United States. His parents, both from Ireland. So he is a very proud man at this point as we get ready to go. Walking right out of your shot right now, and as we pan over to get ready for the start here, that is the Lone Piper, Dan Murphy. You never miss him. You cannot miss him. He is an unbelievable piper. We're so excited that they are ready to start. Walking right into your picture right now, John Sullivan. He is the Grand Marshal and his son right along there as we now step off for the 2019 St. Patrick's Day Parade here in Utica, right here on News Channel 2. Here we go. And Reed, I'll tell you what, great crowds for today considering it's so chilly. And we talked earlier, the Utica police car, so cool.
It is so cool, and I'm even admiring the fuzzy dice that they have hanging around the back mirror right there. It's such a cool car, and like it's always cool to see a car from that age in general.
And all hail St. Patrick, too, right on through. Here comes the 2019 Grand Marshal waving to everyone here. We good to see him. Gotta love it. Absolutely gotta love it. And after that, of course, is St. Patrick. And the Utica Police Department, I'll tell you what, they have done a wonderful job. We talked with Oneida County Sheriff Rob Mashel, and he was very, very complimentary towards the way that his organization, along with Utica Police, have set up security for this. That was Gary's story yesterday. Yeah. Set up everything for this great, great day. And you know what? People think, oh, it's cold, I'm staying home. Well, if you're staying home and you're watching at home, that's just fine too, because this is going to be an outstanding day for those that, you know, put so much time and effort into getting ready for this parade.
And we do want to say a special thank you to those guys too, that they put in all that time for us, the Oneida County Sheriff's Department as well as Utica City Police Department. Great job with security. Really good blocking off the roadways too for us here, so we have a nice clear path. And this itself is just it's a very cool atmosphere to just stand by and watch as this parade starts too.
Absolutely. You know, the Ancient Order of the Hibernians are going to be joining us today. A lot of dancers going to be coming through. Past Grand Marshals as well will be coming through. So that'll be a lot of fun. We're going to get so many fire departments too, and high school bands will march and play music as well.
That's pretty sweet. I always remember back in where I was in Albany on St. Patrick's Day, a big part of it was all the high school bands coming on through and playing. And that was always a cool part for them to showcase each school their each unique bands and skills and what they've been working on throughout the year.
And you went to Cohoes High School, right?
Yes, I did.
So you got to play in the marching band.
I did not do the marching band, but a couple of my friends did it, yeah. I always went to watch and support. I always did the trumpet. I was not a fan of the marching part for me, but...
Past Grand Marshals coming through right now. There's Joe Kelly. Joe Kelly is a past Grand Marshal. Good to see him. He's waving. And we see so many great names that have, along with the Ancient Order of the Hibernians are coming through. And of those Grand Marshals that have gone through, I did see several that are joining us this year. Pat Costello is a former Grand Marshal. Our own Steve McMurray, a former Grand Marshal. He's obviously hanging out with us. Then we appreciate him stepping in and sitting down at the anchor desk one more time, along with Jolene Ferris. And we'll go back to them just shortly. But all hail St. Patrick coming through now.
This is a cool float to see right now, I gotta say. St. Patrick himself looking very happy, looking very warm too. It's gotta be all the robes that he's got on right now, but I mean, St. Patrick's Day itself, always a great Irish tradition and a lot of cool decorations on that float itself, and he's giving us a nice wave too.
God bless everybody right now. England, get out of Ireland. Ancient Order of the Hibernians coming through. And wait till you hear these pipes coming down Genesee Street. Once they get warmed up and start playing, it's going to be something special. Absolutely something special. Other past Grand Marshals. Vaughn Lang, we saw him a little bit earlier. Of course, they're putting together the Irish Cultural Center. It's near completion. I've seen the video. I've not been inside yet. You've seen the video too, Reed.
Yeah.
It's an unbelievable structure that they put together.
It's definitely looking impressive. I'm very excited to see that open so we can actually go check it out one day. And this is pretty cool.
Absolutely. Hard to hear right now, but it's a great scene. More of the Hibernians coming through. And then you'll see, stepping out, our great Utica Fire Department.
Hey, always good to see the fire department out and about for these kinds of parades. Liking the setup here with the flags and the axes too. The fire department always doing a great job here too. They're very busy the past few weeks, so nice to see them out doing something fun.
Yeah, I'm sure they're much happier marching in this parade than they are with having to go fight fires. But it's good to see them all. Great to see them all. We're going to send things down now to Steve and Jolene as we continue to watch our parade route go through. Guys?
A little windy here.
All I can think is, John Sullivan, hang on to your shillelagh.
Yeah.
People are hanging on to their kids a little extra tightly. I mean, we knew Central New Yorkers were a hardy lot, but I look to my left and see this swath of people lining Genesee Street in this wind and cold, and now there's a little bit of snow seeking shelter, some of them in the 258 building, and we thank them for coming out, but we thank you for watching at home, too.
Absolutely. This wind is wreaking havoc on my hair. But anyway, with the little inside baseball, we showed you a little bit of the parade. We're going to show you the whole thing in its entirety when they come down to our location down here in front of the Stanley. But right now, got some hardy revelers behind us. But right now, we're going to send it to a quick break, and more of the 2019 St. Patrick's Day Parade. We'll be right back after this. Stay with us. And welcome back to WKTV's coverage of the 2019 St. Patrick's Day Parade here on News Channel 2. Steve McMurray along with Jolene Ferris. We are down by the Stanley right now and right in front of Swifties. I want to thank those folks for keeping us warm, at least as long as they could this morning. But it's a little bit chilly when when the wind picks up, the 20-mile-an-hour winds and gusting to higher than that. It's the wind chill in the teens, but it's all good, right?
It's all good as long as our scripts and our readers, there I said it, don't fly away.
Yeah,
and
you just jinxed it.
I know. I can hear the siren. It's exciting to hear a siren and not have to run.
Absolutely.
Kidding. But just the ambient noise is just part of the excitement. I've never done this. I feel like Savannah Guthrie. This is great.
It is. It's a lot of fun, and been in a few different roles. We'll talk about the parade as a whole. Obviously, go through. We're on the air until noon today, assuming all the units show up. About 100 scheduled to be here. Sometimes the weather keeps folks away, and so we're gonna roll with that as they come to the reviewing stand. The reviewing stand is right up in front of Ancora. For those of you at home trying to figure out our logistics up here, we showed you the beginning of the parade. We're going to show it to you again as they get down to our reviewing stand. So a little bit of inside baseball for you there. We're not going to have you miss anything. We've got a lot going on today. Pipe bands, floats, fire departments, obviously the Grand Marshal, past Grand Marshal. So many make this parade what it is, and there's sponsors that are helping us with our broadcast and also sponsor the parade. We want to thank all those folks involved, and you hear from them throughout the course of the day as well. But we're not going to let some cold, blustery, and a little bit of snow just for fun and excitement. We're not going to let that stop our way. The parade led by UPD. There's their ceremonial color guard, Chief Mark Williams, Deputy Chief Ed Noonan behind them. They will be getting information for the singing of the national anthem, and that's going to be by Rose Butler, who also is going to sing the Gaelic, the Irish anthem in Gaelic. That will be coming up in just a couple minutes, and kudos to Rose for doing that in these conditions.
That is wonderful. And I look at UPD. I mean, we know how cold and windy it is, and we're bundled up. We have blankets underneath us on our laps. They just have their dress blues and their clean-shaven heads. They must be freezing. So, again, kudos to them as well. And there's Car 100 behind them. And no, I was not there when it came off the assembly line. Want to get that out of the way before everyone starts teasing me. But
and there's Rose Butler.
Yep.
Rose Butler. And now Jenny Maxwell with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And just a quick change there, obviously, that was Jenny Maxwell singing the national anthem, and you saw Rose Butler before that singing the anthem in Gaelic.
How about them pipes?
So unbelievable, and a great way to get it started. And again, kudos to the color guard from UPD for holding the flags steady during of course, because the wind picked up just as soon as the anthem started. But kudos to them, and the parade is underway down at the vantage point here. Short parade, it's only about a mile. It goes from Oneida Square and then stops right about Lafayette Street. So not a long parade at all, but and most of it's downhill, but still a fun parade nonetheless.
I feel like a kid, and I feel like I should explain when you see us looking down, we're looking at the monitor because then we could see all of the people behind us and the floats and everything proceeding to our left. This is a new vantage point for me too, so exciting.
There you see more of the UPD, followed by the Lone Piper, Dan Murphy, past Grand Marshal, 2005, I believe. So the Lone Piper leads the parade, and we are off. We are off and running. Dan also does the piper for the passing of the shillelagh ceremony, which was this past Tuesday.
Absolutely love that music. Always one of my favorite parts, to digress for a second, of the Boilermaker is the bagpipes. Something about that music, it just inspires nostalgia. There it is, car 100.
All right, Jolene, you weren't alive when that was first out, we don't think.
No, the young and the old. The car's old, and we have young passenger in the back.
Now this is classy. This is the Grand Marshal. This is John Sullivan in a horse and carriage. Coming down. I didn't get to do that. I had to walk, but that is classy. I like that. Something new. It was a surprise. We were sworn to secrecy about it by the Irish Fest Committee. So congratulations to John Sullivan. He's the construction manager of the Irish Cultural Center in West Utica. He's first generation U.S. Both his parents were born in Ireland. So John, congratulations.
Nice. I think that said Frankfurt Center on the truck.
Yep, they are Frankfurt Center in memory of Frank Keeley, past Grand Marshal. They are bringing him. Frank was a great guy, and his Irish heritage very important to him. And so he's carrying that truck is carrying some of the past Grand Marshals. But Frank, we miss you, and we're thinking of you on this day.
Nice
Absolutely.
Big portrait on the side. Nice.
Yeah,
tribute
what a
to him,
great
for
guy.
sure.
What a great guy. Next is Barbara Klein, past Grand Marshal from 1996. And she was at the passing of the shillelagh the other day. A lot of movers and shakers that were past Grand Marshals and me.
and you too.
No, but you've got Sister Maureen Den, Pat Costello, past Utica Fire Chief Russ Brooks, Chris McGrath, Vaughn Lang, of course, the developer for the Irish Cultural Center. He was a couple years ago. Jim Simpson, former New York State Trooper, but folks also remember him as the leader of the Heart Run for many, many years. He's a past Grand Marshal. Joe Kelly. So a lot of famous names with that.
And Barbara Klein, also, of course, former Utica City Council person and mayoral candidate. And we have some music coming by right now, even though we can't hear it.
Yeah, that's the. This is all part of the Corrigan family float. You know them for Wilcor International, but the Corrigan folks.
Look at that.
The theme they're singing is Corrigan. It's a takeoff on Harrigan, which of course was a famous kids show, but they're singing Corrigan. And when you've got that much Irish heritage, absolutely you can take those liberties and do that. And I believe Bill Corrigan, past Grand Marshal many years ago as well, certainly supporter of the Irish community, so they take this parade very seriously. It's a big day for the Corrigan family, certainly.
You can tell that was certainly a fun and impressive display. Love how the wind is just taking their banners up in the air.
But we were talking earlier. We were talking earlier about Macy's has the big parade, the big balloons. It's probably a good thing we don't have them today because they would have certainly be gone by now.
I'm not convinced we're not going to take off.
Absolutely,
at some point.
Absolutely. Next coming into view, this is the past parade Grand Marshals, as I was mentioning.
Oh,
Jim,
proud
Jim
little
Simpson.
fraternity.
Yep. I didn't wear my sash today because I didn't want it to blow away.
You didn't want to upstage me. Thank you. I appreciate it. There's Vaughn Lang.
Mike Austin making
Yep.
his way back for the Grand Marshal. Pat
Looking
Costello walking by our
Oh, I
Pat
got a
Costello
present.
walking by our vantage point as we say right now.
This is great. People are, I mean, you can't
Yep.
see it. People trying to hand us food from the sidelines.
Exactly.
Warm food, I might add.
Joe White, also past Grand Marshal. That's the Ancient Order of the Hibernians.
They're an Irish Catholic fraternal organization. Members must be Catholic and either Irish born or of Irish descent. Its largest membership is actually now in the United States, where it was founded in New York City in 1836. Again, quite a task, holding on to those flags, waving them proud, making sure they don't actually get blown away. Ancient Order of the Hibernians passing through our view right now as we speak. Another proud festive display. Irish pride in full force, headed north on Genesee Street on this blustery, cold morning.
Those sweaters are coming in handy this morning for them, absolutely. And now, and also St. Patrick, can't forget this is his day. All hail St. Patrick. It is his day. And that's one of the iconic shots of this parade, obviously, as well, is that of St. Patrick.
Maybe you could do something about this wind, perhaps?
We'll try.
Listen to that.
This is the Syracuse Scottish Pipe Band. It was formed back in 1973 when the city of Syracuse and the American Scottish Pipe Bands combined. Let's take a listen. And we should mention, Jolene, some more inside baseball. One of the reasons they're always in the first unit is that they are now going to get on a bus and head to Syracuse for the Syracuse parade.
Wow, interesting. Didn't know that.
Yep.
So much ceremony involved.
Yep, this is the Lady Ancient Order of Hibernians, and they're always looking for new members, they tell us, and the group is based on friendship, unity, and Christian charity.
And we should point out that the parade weather isn't always so challenging, so perhaps if you were interested in joining, you wouldn't have to deal with these elements in future parades, but and who have we here?
If you were unaware, that is the Utica Fire Department coming by, if you could hear the sirens in the background. Also should mention to you that members of the Ilion Fire Department, some Rome folks in there as well. The fraternity that is the fire service, they all come together. There's reps from Utica there, Ilion, I believe Herkimer, possibly Rome, although Rome may have its own entry later. And then Engine 11, which is part of the benevolent organization for the Utica Fire Department, open to the public. And some more members, family members of Utica firefighters there coming down. And
not all fun and games for them today.
No.
We see some of them here enjoying the parade with their families, like you said, but
Right.
of course they're also standing by at our firehouses, EMT as well, making sure the parade is safe for all to enjoy.
And that's one of Utica Fire Department's newest pieces of apparatus, Truck 2, making its way down Genesee Street.
Love the smell of diesel fuel in the morning. Woo.
Followed by Utica, one of Utica's ambulances. And one of their special operations vehicles. We're going to see a number of fire departments today. Like I said, Utica led the parade as usual, and some members from Herkimer and Ilion, and Rome is behind Utica's contingent. Rome always sends a contingent down and has a good time with us, so it's good to see our folks, our neighbors from the west.
And then we have Mayor Robert Palmieri right behind the Rome fire truck, and Senator Griffo. There they are. Trying to keep warm. Anthony Pacenti, United County Executive. Didn't I hear that they always walk together? Two of them. Who was it?
Yeah, they usually walk together. A lot of the elected officials walk in one group. Senator Griffo, Mayor Palmieri, County Executive Pacenti, Congressman Brindisi also there. Last time he was marching, he was the assemblyman. Now
he found the camera.
Now member of Congress.
And where is your hat, Mayor Palmieri? He needs to put on that green hood. Ugh. No room for vanity here today, that's for sure.
And again, this is recognizing the parade sponsors. Again, the sponsors through this section of the parade brought to you by Fay Kitchen and Bath. We'll hear from them in just a couple minutes. They are helping to make the parade go on every year. There's a representative of the Great American Irish Festival, which this year like every year is the last weekend in July 26th through the 28th, and that is at the Herkimer County Fairgrounds in Frankfort.
And the weather will be much, much better for that. We can pretty much guarantee absence of flooding or any kind of nasty summer weather.
Now coming into view, just passing us, is the Oneida County Sheriff's Ceremonial Color Guard. Those folks do a great job all year long at several events, followed by Sheriff Mashel and Under Sheriff Lisi.
Sheriff Joe Lisi.
Followed by one of the Sheriff's Department's newest car, the low profile, is what they refer to that as.
And there's the Rome Police Department, right behind the Oneida County Sheriff's Department. This section of the parade, sponsored by Fay Kitchens, had the opportunity to interview them a while back. Beautiful stuff. Hold on to that banner, ladies.
They're almost done, but again, the column of
helping someone create their dream kitchen means we listen. At Fay, we've done that for more than 40 years. We work alongside our customers, listening to their goals and ideas, and helping them imagine and design their dream kitchen. And we'll talk through the options available. For example, our Dura Supreme kitchens offer hundreds of combinations of wood species and finish styles. And we have an incredible selection of countertops and stunning appliances. This is your dream kitchen, and together we'll make it perfect.
Back again, thank the Fay Kitchens for sponsoring this section of the parade. We missed the Crazy Fools band. They were going down, but they certainly making their presence felt as they were heading down Genesee Street.
We are all crazy fools today. Hats blowing away along the route. You can see, Lincoln Davies coming up now.
69 days until Saranac Thursday. It's the Saranac Brewery made their way by.
Some optimism on this windy morning. I don't know how those balloons are still intact.
Yeah, that's the United Way behind them, and they're with the FX Matt Brewery. Brewery was founded in 1888. Together, the two groups host Saranac Thursdays. Last year, they wrapped up their 20th anniversary season, raising over $600,000 for the community in those 20 years. It's the oldest brewery in New York State and home to several award-winning beers, as we know.
And a stellar parade contingent, we might add, as we just saw before our eyes.
Absolutely. And Assemblywoman Marianne Buttonshawn making her way back. Again, last year at this time, it was candidate Buttonshawn. She winning the 119th Assembly seat, taking over for Anthony Brindisi, who was elected to Congress.
And who we just saw a couple of minutes ago. And, of course, Buttonshawn Christmas Tree Farm, Marcy, New York, one and the same.
And it feels more like Christmas tree weather today, certainly, than it does Irish Fest weather. But we'll make it.
Make it work. Big display from Buttonshawn Christmas Tree Farm. Their heavy equipment coming into view. Family members and friends waving. Hold on to those balloons, folks. Now that's appropriate. Coming up in a second, you'll see behind the Buttonshawn tray is look, Irish setter.
Yep.
But no, appropriate, the snowman, indeed. He won't be melting today. And Proctor High.
Proctor High School Marching Band.
I was a Panther, not a Raider. Panther.
Proctor
Panther.
You're
Panther
showing your age
today.
again.
I'm showing my age again.
Al Ronca is the band teacher. Let's listen for a second. Give them credit. Some of their hats blew away, but they're continuing to stay in step. Give them a lot of credit for
They are,
that.
and their timing is right on. Such talented musicians there.
The
And here
Utica
comes
Zoo
Utica
Mobile and the folks from
Zoomobile.
Utica Zoo, founded in 1914 at Roscoe Conkling Park. Zoo is getting ready for its egg extravaganza April 20th, day before Easter. Egg hunt, games, and more planned. Utica Zoo started with just 3 deer and now is home to more than 200 animals.
Crazy indeed. And now we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be here when you get back. We hope you'll rejoin us for Utica's 2019 St. Patrick's Day Parade.
And welcome back to WKTV's coverage of the St. Patrick's Day Parade here on News Channel 2. You're looking at right now Adarino Construction conducting another food drive this year for Mother Mary Ann's Soup Kitchen. They're walking alongside, collecting donations and food donations. 40 to 50 people are doing that. So thank you so much to Adarino Construction for that.
And they told us yesterday they collect enough for 3 to 4 months worth of lunch for people who need it, who come to Mother Mary Ann's Soup Kitchen. So 3 to 4 months of food based on what they collect here today, thanks to the generosity of everybody watching. Pretty cool.
We also had the Edelweiss shoe platters go by, and shoe platters from the German Manor Corps. And also, here come the Comets and the Utica City Football Club, UCFC. Audi in rare form per usual.
And here comes K-Rock.
Yep.
It just rocks.
That's right. Broadcasting from the Landmark building, of course, in downtown Utica.
Which is also the radio home of the Utica Comets.
Yep.
Plus, Monday nights at 72 Tavern.
Yep.
Radio show meeting the Utica Comets. Rain Man and Griffin marching.
Followed by that, Talk of the Town. Jay, Rocco, and Mark live every morning from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. You can also listen to News Channel 2 at noon and Line 5 News Hour on Talk of the Town and hear from Jolene Ferris.
Me.
I get to sit next to her today.
Woohoo! And coming into view momentarily, you'll see Priceless Inspections, founded in 2012. Full-time home inspector serving all of New York State. Josh Modio. He's the president and owner, born and raised in Utica. Of course, we know Josh very well, and you can tell by what he puts out there on Facebook that he just really wants to do right by people, give them an honest inspection.
Coming up next, you hear the pipes again. This is the Emerald City Scottish Pipe Band from Syracuse, formed in 2009. Let's take a listen. Again, sights and sounds, that's what makes this parade special. Following the Emerald Pipe Band is the Region L Lions Club. Lions, the world's largest service organization. 8 local Lions clubs represented as part of today's contingent. The Journey for Sight, mark it down, is May 18th at Sequoia Central School's track. Where there's a need, there's a lion. That is their slogan. Following them is the Happy Haggis Dance Troupe.
danced in other local parades, but this is their first time in Utica for St. Patty's Day, so we welcome them and thank them for joining us on this blustery day. They don't charge for performances, but do accept donations for charities. 2018 was Joseph's Experience, and this year, Eddie's Angels, Tommy Lamock and Missy Lamock. Wonderful program, collecting goods for kids in foster care. Oh, that's wonderful.
So the Happy Haggis Dance Troupe performing for their first time here in Utica. Welcome to the St. Patrick's Day Parade. Hopefully the first of many appearances, and again, raising money this year for Eddie's Angels. Following the Happy Haggis Dance Troupe is the contingent from the Eastern Star Home. Eastern Star campus in Oriskany. He's been serving the community since 1908 with short-term rehab, skilled nursing services, assisted living, independent senior apartments, and child daycare services. So some of the residents getting out today to enjoy the parade. They're in shelter in the bus, so that's good. But
that's a plus. But good for them for getting out
absolutely.
And getting to see the parade. I'm sure they're enjoying that. We're so thrilled for them.
Absolutely. Behind them you'll see members of First Source Federal Credit Union, and First Source is actually sponsoring this section of the parade. Again, some parade sponsors. We want to thank our coverage sponsors as well, but this is First Source sponsoring this section of the parade, and the first unit in that section is the Finger Lakes Pipe Band.
Loving all these bagpipes.
And the Finger Lakes Pipe Band come to us from Ithaca, so making the trip this morning. And my guess is they're going to head to Syracuse as well. Following them is the Central New York Labor Council, more than 125 years old.
This is one of the oldest labor councils in the country. 25 different unions affiliated.
Did you know it's good practice to pay yourself? Treat your savings account like a monthly bill and make a deposit each month. Learn more with our financial tips every Friday. Visit us online or make an appointment. Live smarter with First Source. Did you know? Loan pre-approval is a smart first step. It gives you better negotiating power, allowing you to get your best deal. Learn more with our financial tips every Friday. Visit us online or make an appointment. Live smarter with First Source.
And welcome back to our coverage of the St. Patrick's Day Parade here on WKTV. Again, we mentioned First Source, the sponsor of this section of the parade. And still part of the Central New York Labor Council and representatives of IBEW Local 43 coming down. We saw members of
UFCW just went there,
UFCW and the United Mine Workers. United Mine Workers representing the fine folks at Remington Arms. They went by just a couple of seconds ago. So big contingent this year in the parade. So Pat Costello making his second appearance in the parade. He had so much fun. He did it twice. Behind them is the group from Lutheran Care, celebrating 100 years.
Happy 100th. A hearty lot from Lutheran Care, that's for sure.
Yep, and Community Wellness Partners, and that brings two healthcare communities together, Presbyterian Home and Lutheran Care, under one umbrella. In 2016 is when that happened. That's part of Community Wellness Partners. And again, that's the Lutheran Care and Presbyterian Home under that umbrella of Community Wellness Partners.
Taking a second to catch up there. Back-to-back displays. Every now and then they have to stop for a second. One thing I've noticed I can't get over, especially the performers, everybody's smiling ear to ear. Don't get any inclination of, oh, it's freezing, I can't wait to get back indoors. Everyone's just really enjoying the parade and representing their organizations.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, I want to give a shout out to our past fire chief in Frankfort, Chuck Consolero. He's watching the web stream in Fort Mill, or Rock Hill, South Carolina. So hi, Chief. I hope you enjoy what you see. And,
I hope you're warm.
It's probably warmer where you are. That's for sure. This is the East Side Drumline, formed 30 years ago by Pat Petrello, currently led by Common Council President Mike Galimi and State Trooper Ryan Petrello.
Meeting exclusively to march in the Utica St. Patrick's Day Parade today. The band is comprised of many area musicians, but mostly Proctor High School graduates ranging from the class of 1967 through the class of 2006.
Music makes a parade special. We've had some great bands come down and like to
Best
see
part,
that.
all that music.
That's the folks from CareNet Pregnancy Center offering tests, ultrasounds in Rome, Utica, Herkimer, Morrisville, Camden, Oneida, and Liverpool. CareNet Pregnancy Center of Central New York. Followed by the folks from Hawaiian Holiday. Thank you, Kristen Copeland. You are having a Hawaiian holiday. We are sitting here in 30-mile-an-hour winds and 15-degree wind chill, but we hope you're enjoying Hawaii.
All I'm going to say is I better get some chocolate-covered coconut. That's all I'm going to say about that.
We should call her. It's about, what is it, 5 in the morning there? We should give her a shout right now.
So she can catch the sunrise.
Yeah, make sure she's enjoying herself. Behind them, the folks from Clinton Tractor, run by the Caladonna family, located in Clinton, founded in 1953, and they are marching alongside the Survivor Tractor, raises awareness of cancer and Relay for Life. Clinton Tractor raffles off a Ferris mower every year, proceeds going to the American Cancer Society, last year raising $22,000 for the cause. So good job to the folks at Clinton Tractor. We are going to take a very quick break and come back with more of the parade right here on News Channel 2.
What's your story? What moments make life an adventure? Community is where memories happen. At Bank of Utica, enriching our community for current and future generations has been part of our mission since 1927. By supporting local, community-focused organizations, we work together to open doors to education, the arts, and meaningful career paths. Making stories to remember. Bank with Utica.
News Channel 2. Right now, walking in front of the our contingent is the Utica Chamber of Commerce, as well as the Catalyst Group. It's the 5th largest chamber in New York State. Serves more than 700 members. Catalyst Young Professionals, like I said, also marching. Anyone under 40 and works for a member is eligible to participate in Catalyst, and they have a big event coming up at the Utica Zoo on Tuesday the 19th. So if you're interested in that, certainly check that out.
Too late. And now we have 40. And now we have Assist to Sell, located at 2704 Genesee Street. Real estate company ranked number 2 amongst all Assist to Sell offices nationally. No surprise there. Voted best of the best by the OD readers. Mascot is Happy the House.
Happy the House. There you go. And following that,
we have Impressions Limousine, offering a wide range of limos from 10 to 29 passengers. Who's got that many friends? You never get a second chance to make a first impression.
But if you do, they can fit 29 of them. So maybe we'd pull all of our friends, and we'd still have room left over. Next up, Bernadette Romano Clark for Supreme Court Justice. She's running for re-election after completing her first 14-year term. Before that, she was an Oneida County Family Court judge for 5 years and then first assistant DA for 7. First woman to hold each of those offices.
More
Bernadette
importantly,
Romano.
those boots.
Well, one time she had, I think she was still a family court judge, she had a vibrant green leather jacket you could see from about 2 miles away.
Fashion plate to boot.
The Dogs of Ireland, another great shot coming up. Irish setters and their handlers are here from all over the Mohawk Valley. The crowd loves the green and laughter, but it's really the red coats they are after.
Oh, I like it. And if it's possible for a dog to look stately and ceremonious, they certainly do. But they're playful at the same time. Gorgeous animals, gorgeous.
Stately?
They do. It's such a look of pride on that
Yep.
one's face.
And I was
like
saying,
it. Well, this is their day.
You said
after all.
stately and gorgeous, so I thought you were referring to me. But let's
Oh,
continue
sorry.
on. Let's continue on. As more of the puppy St. Patty wagon, stealing hearts, that they are. To a person, as they went by, as the dogs went by, all you heard was the collective,
Oh, and everybody wants to go pet them.
They do, and they're so friendly. That's great. This is their day. This is absolutely their day, the Irish Setters.
I believe this is the Cornhill Neighborhood Association
Yep.
coming after that little pause after the Irish Setters.
Pause. I see what you did there.
Pause,
Very nice.
you see? Pause and reflect,
Yep.
indeed. Residents of Cornhill have been represented in the St. Patrick's Day Parade for the past 19 years. The theme of their float, Everyone is Irish on St. Patrick's Day. Our contingent is led by youth carrying a banner that proclaims Cornhill, the melting pot of Utica. Isn't that the truth? People put a lot of work into these floats.
Absolutely.
They really did.
Absolutely.
With
And
a
also-
lot of extra glue today, I think.
That's right, with those wins, absolutely. Absolutely. They're talking about their HeroCon event. That's coming up at the Parkway Rec Center on Saturday, May 18th from 10 to 5. And this is continue more of the Cornhill contingent. Also the Midtown Utica Community Center represented as well.
Oh my God, Yvonne. Delvin Moody, interesting young man. I think he went to U of R, local, then he went to University of Rochester, and I believe I saw his name perhaps running for office. Nice to see young people doing good things. Midtown Utica Community Center, founded in 2014, is who you're looking at right now. They're located at 40 Faxon Street in Utica. Their mission is to build and provide a multicultural friendly space.
Again, that's from the Midtown Community Center. Just prior to them, we saw folks from the Parkway Senior Center as well. So all parts of the city getting involved today, which is good to see. You mentioned the Cornhill Neighborhood Association mentioning the rainbow featuring all the different nationalities living in the neighborhood. And at one time, I thought there were more than 26 different languages spoken in the Utica City school system, which outshines many of even larger cities to have that many languages and dialects and what have. So truly a melting pot here in the city of Utica and the Mohawk Valley region as a whole.
Columbus School, I think, was a big one. Many languages spoken. A little break in the action, but we see some movement behind the crowds coming up.
I want to give credit to the parade organizers. It is when you talk about trying to organize 100 units and whether that can be a challenge, for lack of a better term, and get them all lined up and getting them to pay attention is a challenge. So kudos to Dave Wood, Pat McGrath, and the rest of the parade committee.
Indeed, and now we have U.S. Black Belt, and they're located on Commercial Drive in New Hartford. They have about 30 to 40 people in the parade. It says demonstrating martial arts.
They were doing that up by the reviewing stand, which is just a little, maybe 200 or 300 feet away from us. But it looks like they're getting ready to do something. There we go.
Oh boy!
Wow!
Get it, girl!
Yikes! I just hurt myself looking at that.
I know, right? I thought that was my hip joint actually popping
I
for
did
a second
too.
there.
I caught you. But a big contingent. Again, that's the U.S. Black Belt folks doing their demonstrations. Oh, you try it again. There's another youngster coming to shoot this. This might be a new highlight of the parade.
Take
Let's see.
advantage of that pause.
Oh boy, who's gonna? Oh man! Very nice. Wow, that's
Nice.
that's
Can't believe
unbelievable.
the cold isn't popping it. Oh, this is fun. Central New York roller derby, and they are indeed on roller skates.
That's right, but they're not. I don't think they're doing actual roller derby on the pavement. That would hurt, but
Well, I think they
maybe
better
that's how
ride
they're
those,
gonna.
ride those brakes. I mean, they're going to end up in Deerfield in 2 seconds with this win. It's a fun display again from Central New York Roller
Following them
Derby.
is the Lady and Leap Toy Shop, and they are located in the New Hartford Shopping Center. This section of the parade sponsored by McGrath Funeral Home, etc. McGrath, Karbowski, Nunn.
And coming up behind our proud sponsor, Believe 271 Foundation.
That's right. That's probably going to be the largest unit in the parade. They're going to have 400 people as part of Believe 271, formed 4 years ago to assist firefighters who are battling life-threatening illnesses in Oneida and Herkimer County specifically. Believe also has an education program that's helped almost 5,000 firefighters learn how to protect themselves against cancer. It's been taught across New York State and as far away as Texas. Brian McQueen, one of the founders of that. Brian, I hope watching from Florida today. The brothers coming up here.
Oh, yeah, Steve just got a hug from one of his brothers in the fire service.
All right, got a big benefit coming up for Wayne
how are
Smolsey
you?
coming up
We're staying
on March
warm.
31st. And there's the big. We'll get that. What is it? It's March 31st
Wow,
at
that
Deerfield
is a big
Firehouse. Wayne
contingent.
Smolsey, Oneida County Sheriff's Deputy and Chief of Willowvale. Again, big benefit for him battling cancer. So we're going to plug that event. And certainly 400 members of Believe 271 making their way down Genesee Street right now. Great to see them again. We talked about the fraternal feeling there, the brotherhood, and honestly, it. For the folks that founded this 5 years ago, to see this type of contingent, I don't think they would have thought it could get this big, but it did certainly, and they are making their way down, and just a good stuff from them, and congratulations as the organization again helping 5,000 folks that are battling cancer and whatnot, and this is more of the equipment they bring on the road for them to as we mentioned, they teach the cancer prevention program across New York State, and they've even gone to Texas with the program that they developed here. So kudos to them.
You mentioned brotherhood, and some of them broke away from the parade, came over just to hug you and say hi. And thanks. So it really is. I don't think it could be overstated that it really is a brotherhood.
Yeah, no, they're good folks. And the three Brians, Brian McQueen, Brian Healy, and Brian Palmer, sort of founded that from the ground up, among other folks. And the foundation has taken off a new life of its own, and that's good to see. And they've been able to, and marching in memory also of Anthony Pagliaro from Schuyler. Pags is what is referred to. He lost his battle with cancer, many times battle, but so kudos to them.
My name is Patrick McGrath, and I'm a funeral director at McGrath, Mislinski, Karbowski, and Nunn Funeral Directors. We are a proud supporter of the Utica St. Patrick's Day Parade. When the time of making end-of-life decisions come, saying goodbye to your loved one is never easy. All of us at the funeral home strive to navigate our friends and families through the emotional, difficult, and sometimes unexpected decisions of a funeral. McGrath, Mislinski, Karbowski, and Nunn Funeral Directors is centrally located in the community that we're honored to serve.
And welcome back to News Channel 2's coverage of the St. Patrick's Day Parade here on WKTV. And there is our contingent, Jill Reel, Jason Powis, Bill Cardis, and Bill's friend Buddy, of course, is probably the most popular member of the News Channel 2 team. I want to thank them for coming by. Founded back in 1949, for those of you who don't know that, so we're celebrating year number 70. And Jolene, you've been around for many of those.
Many, not all, not most.
Katrina Smith also walking by, one of our morning anchors.
Shout out to our CBS right there. We are a hardy lot too.
That's
nice
right.
to see our brothers and sisters taking part in the St. Patrick's Day Parade.
Again, CBS Utica.
Spencer.
You're Spencer.
Talk about inside baseball. Jeremy, our news director, came in yesterday with $100, $150 worth of candy for them to give out. And you know what? It goes. It all goes. I can't look forward to having any of that on my desk Tuesday.
Also want to
Is
thank
that Callahan lightweight in the truck?
No, I don't think so. Oh, there's Brittany. Brittany's our new LSM.
Who are these people?
That's Brittany's parents. And Tina Selimar. Tina's husband Ron built these floats. I want to give them a shout out. Tina's driving our truck, and then her husband Ron in the truck behind her built these floats many, many years ago, and they're still standing. And they survived the ride-in from Western Oneida County. So Ron and Tina and the gang. I want to thank you for that. Tina and his sons Kevin, Jesse, Jamie, and Reese, and of Selly and Sons Roofing. They built the entire structure and the floats. We love them, and I want to thank them for doing that. Caitlin Earl was also on the other side handing out candy. I didn't see who else was on, but thanks for our folks getting up early and doing this. I want to thank our production crew for getting up very early and setting all this up, and we haven't blown away yet. So Dave Streeter and your crew, kudos to you. There's more of the KTV folks. Reed's down there handing out candy. You get sidetracked sometimes. Handshake City behind them. Handshake City is Urban the Container Park, which is the market-type venue located in Bank Square. They painted those containers right near the John Street Bridge.
And it looked
really,
like
really
for a
cool.
while that their contract was going to expire, but I think they worked something out with the city, and they were really happy about that.
Mix 102.5 right behind them. Big Papa in the afternoon. That's behind the Handshake City.
Big Papa found the camera. Hi, guys.
And after Mix 102, Stephen Swan, our friends of Stephen Swan, founded in the early 1900s, featured on our Forever Friends segment of the Live at 5 News Hour. That is on Monday. They
went all out. I was going to say, impressive display by Stephen Swan Humane Society. Oh, I see a little pup in the back.
John Treen on the mic up there. See John all the time on Mondays with the pet to every other Monday, I guess it is, with the pet for adoption. Folks, something to consider. Behind them, the Headquarters Company, 2nd 108th Infantry, stationed at the Armory in Utica, New York Army National Guard.
Infantry Company of the New York State Army National Guard. Since the September 11th attacks, they've been actively engaged in Homeland Security missions, both the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. Nice to see them out here today.
That's right. Thank you for your service. Absolutely. Next up is the Firestream folks. I think this might be their first appearance in the parade. Not sure, but they're making their way down the parade route as well. Real quick, I want to thank the folks from the Golden, which is the old Triangle Coffee Shop right downtown Utica, where Washington Street merges with Genesee there. They ran us up some fried dough concoction, which is really good, and some Reuben nachos.
I thought they changed hands. We saw that this week. Earl and I were out and about on the beat, and we were saying we got to get there.
Yep. So thank you, folks, for helping feed us this morning.
Deerfield Volunteer Fire Department.
Thank the folks from Deerfield. They protect our building up there on Smith Hill. Do a great job. We want to thank them for that.
And thank them for those fish fries on
every
Fridays.
Friday. it's that time of year when the fish fries in Deerfield start, and they have got the market on that business, man. Get there early.
Yeah,
certainly.
It's insane. It's fun to drive home after on Fridays during Lent. Always busy. They have a good product.
They've been doing it for many, many years. So congratulations to them and best wishes, obviously.
And as Deerfield Volunteer Fire Department makes their way north on the parade route here on Genesee Street, coming up shortly behind them momentarily, you'll see the Butler Sheehan Irish Dancers. The Butler Sheehan Academy of Irish Dance is the oldest continuously running Irish dance school in North America. They have locations in Rome and Syracuse, with classes in Rome Wednesday nights at St. Paul's Church. They do have open enrollment all year round. And yes, we're going to look forward to some dance moves.
Yep, got it. Good for them. Talk about a hardy lot. They're doing, they're dancing, supporting their own stuff. It's fascinating to watch. Just take a quick shot of them. Again, that's the Butler Sheehan Irish Dancers.
Little moving around, keep warm in this insanely cold and windy weather.
The interesting part about it is I think it's actually been colder before.
I find that hard to believe. It's just made more offensive by the wind, I think.
Well, at least I think the wind's going with us now. It's it's blowing at our backs, which is nice, for so to speak.
Yeah, wonderful.
members of the Whitesboro Fire Department making their way down Genesee Street right now.
Dave. It's funny. It's like we're announcing and visiting up here at the same time.
Absolutely. So they put on Facebook yesterday, happy birthday, but I'm still 2 weeks away, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
Coming up now into view, we're going to have the Whitesboro Fire Department.
With their
Youngest firefighter there, waving from the passenger
exactly.
seat. Future firefighter.
Exactly. I think I saw the whole Ryan contingent, the twins.